Called to diagnose this Escalade, Cadillac Escalade. It's having an issue with the fuel pump. So let me turn it on. Hold it on for some few seconds. Then you hold it on for some few seconds. Whenever the brake comes on, then it turns on. So let me go. Then so what I'll do is, this car doesn't come with any fault code. Okay, so I don't have the FCAN, so I'm using this VCI to diagnose it. Although I can use this one also to diagnose it, and it wouldn't give me any issue, because with the protocols, this one can handle FCAN system, and it's a J25 device. So I'm using the small one for testing purposes. So I'll scan the whole vehicle and see if there's any fault code. And you can see the fuel is showing low. Yeah, so what I'll do is, the vehicle, what the story behind the vehicle is, the vehicle went off. So they checked and they found out that the fuel pump was having an issue. It has seized. So they worked on it and everything was okay. So now the vehicle runs. Oh, let me see, the vehicle starts and runs. So check the RPM. Now I'll start the vehicle and it's running. So now let's equip it, stop start. So now what I'll do is, let me see if I'll find any trouble code. There is no trouble code in the system. Let me go to live data and see if I'll find anything related to the fuel. Because what I know is, these vehicles, if I get live data in the control unit, that means it will be maybe the communication between the control unit and the instrumental panel, or where the instrumental panel gets its information from. So you can see instrumental cluster here, and let me see the kind of information going to it. So let me see if I can find my control fuel level sensor. You can see fuel remaining in tank is 7.5 liters. So how did it calculate it? And fuel remaining in tank is 7.5%. So there is an issue somewhere. And you can see fuel level sensor is 2.37 volts. So first what I'll do is, I'll disconnect the fuel sensor and I'll see if these informations are right. Then I'll know what to do from there, or I'll know what to tell the client. So that means my vehicle is getting the fuel signal all right. My control unit is getting, the control unit on this vehicle is getting the signal all right. And you can see the fuel level sender is at 47.5%. So I'll disconnect it and see if I'll get 0 here, and I'll also get 0 at the point that they were giving me the fuel. And this one, before you can do anything like that, you have to drop the fuel tank. So I'll do that now, but before that, I'll try and go to instrumental panel and see if I can get any information also related to it. So let me go back and go to information control switch, instrumental cluster. Let me go into it and check if there is any fault. There is no fault. Let me go to active test and see if I can find anything. So you can see that at this point, my fuel pressure, my fuel level is at 0. Right, that's why the vehicle is reporting 0. So the other odometer and other things are working okay, but my fuel level sensor is at 0. So now I'll try and find for a wiring diagram and see why my engine is reporting fuel level pressure, fuel level, but this one is not reporting the fuel level. So I'll do that, but before that, let me exit it and go to EOBD and see if I can find my fuel pressure there. Then I'll know what to do from here. So let me go to EOBD. Then auto scan, although it's a CAN system, is supposed to use the first protocol. So let me scan it and see. Okay. So now let me go and see if I'll find any fault. Okay, these are permanent codes. So fuel pump control circuit open and fuel level sensor feedback. So sensor reference back performance. Okay, then let me go to live data. So with this one, because they've erased the fault code, when I came in, it's still at permanent. So it has shown me that the fuel pressure sending unit is having an issue. So I'll Google that code and search for it and see what I can do about it with the help of that fault code. So now I've seen the fuel level in my control unit, but when I go to my instrumental panel, I don't see it there. So let me scroll down. Fuel pressure, fuel level. At least some of the vehicles give us the fuel level. So this is the fuel level, so you can see it. So at this point, it is reporting that the fuel level input is 7.5%, whilst when I check the fuel sending unit, it was telling me it is 47.5%. So then let me check the fuel gauge if it is something related to the fuel gauge, and why am I getting wrong info. So this is the same information in the control unit when I went to the control unit live data. So then we pick it from there. So now what I've done is I've taken the instrumental, I've taken the tank out, and I have the old gauge there which I want to check if it is working. So now what I'll do is I'll try and increase the level. So this is the fuel sending unit level, right? Then let me see, fuel level unit, level of tank remaining. Let me see if I'll see. So there is the fuel level. So what I'll do now is I'll regulate it. I'll regulate the fuel pressure sensor. So when it goes up, yeah, yes. So that means the fuel pressure sensor. Let me go to show. So this is the voltage that I'm getting, and this is the liters. So that means this car takes like 100 liters. So what I'll do now is I'll go to the instrumental cluster also and see. So go back. Select control unit and go to instrument panel. Then check the level. So when I check the level, it's telling me 100% because the fuel gauge is fully up. So I'll check why it's not reading. Okay. So you can see even the kilometers has changed. So what I'll do now is I'll check why it's behaving that way. So now what I'm doing is I'm measuring the voltage. I'm measuring the resistance in the fuel pump sending unit. So whenever it is low, and you can see the voltage, the ohms changing, the resistance changing. when I leave it down it increases. So what I'll do is I'll do the same to the tank, to the pump in the tank, then see the values that I'll be getting. When I came to the fuel tank itself, to when I checked, so I've plugged the resistors in and you can see, so that means the fuel is almost low. So what I'll do is I'll take the pump in the tank out and check the gauge, how it is performing inside there. Okay, so this is the one for the vehicle itself, and this is the one that they bought, the home use one they bought. But the difference is you can see where this gauge is. So whenever you fit it, it feels like this. So this gauge gets free time to move. But this one, whenever you fit it, it doesn't get a free time to move. So it doesn't allow it to read. So now what I'll do is I have to find a way to do that. If not, we can't fit it. So the gauge is the difference. That's not allowing the fuel level sensor to work. So I'll do that and see how possible, what I can do best to help it, to help the situation. What we've done is when you placed in the fuel pump, it hits the wall of the fuel tank. So I've bent it so that you can still read. When you bend it, it will still read, but just that it will not go straight to hit the pump, the walls again. So I'll do that and put my resistor in it and check. So now what I'll do now is I'll fix everything and make sure it's working. Okay, so now I've fitted the pump and now you can see the gauge. Sorry, let me set it. You can see now that the gauge is reading perfectly and it is settled. So what I'll do now is I'll fix everything back and tell the customer to drive it, and let's see what will happen. Now I'm done with the job, and you can see that now the fuel gauge is reading perfectly because I'm into the instrumental panel. And now you can see the fuel level sensor is showing a percentage, 56.9%. So now what I'll do is I'll go back and scan the whole system and erase all the fault code. So let me go to the engine also and check the fuel gauge level sensor that I'll be getting there. So now the fuel gauge is working perfectly. It was because of that was why the fuel gauge wasn't working. So now let me go to fuel gauge. So this is the fuel level. This fuel level sensor is faulty. This one is not the right one. So I'll find the right one. The voltage of the fuel level sensor is supposed to be around 1 point something or even 0. So you can see it 1.4. Then the remaining liters in the tank is 4.92. So that means this is working. So what I'll do now is I'll scan the whole system, and I'll scan the whole system rather, but for the meantime I can erase the fault code because I took the socket out. So erase all the fault code and scan the system now. So let me go back and go to auto scan to scan the whole system. Then after that we know what to do. After scanning, this is the only fault code that I found in the system. It's having 48 modules. Wow. So invalid data received from the CAN gateway. Even if I erase it, it will still remain. So let me turn off the vehicle and start it again and see if the gauge will still remain where it is, and it is still there. So escape and use the EOBD as I did the first time to make sure the fix is right. So I'll wait for it to load. Then we'll go to EOBD. Then with the EOBD, because I know it's a CAN protocol, so I'll it has even done it for me. So now what I'll do is I'll go to live data and check the fuel level in the live data, because now everything is working perfectly. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, and thank God for helping me out. So now let me check the fuel level. Fuel level. Yes, and you can see the fuel level is around 52%, because it has now settled down. The first one could be that because it was on the lift and it dropped, so they were a little bit shaking. So it has now settled down. It is 52.5. It was 56 at the first time, but now it's 52, and you can see still the kilometers still remain the same for the tank to be empty. Thank you for watching once again. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.